Bang. Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with a brand little special video actually. A wee bit of an SPFL show reunion going on right fricking now with the three years, and Div's in a kitchen, so you know he's going to be cooking up some one-liners. How are you getting on, Div?
Not very well. The laptop just died, so I'm on my phone, so apologies for that, but boys, wow. David Marshall, what a pair of hands on him.
Lovely, absolutely lovely. I like your name there as well. What's that? Sharp. What's the name? Divic.
I just slagging all the daft Serbians. Sorry if there's any in the chat, by the way, don't come to my door.
No, I think they've got more things to worry about right now than us. And you can kind of see, and one of the main reasons I wanted to do today's video, because everyone knows where I sit, right? I've got a kind of love-hate relationship with the Scottish setup, and I'm not going to try and hide that because we qualified for the tournament. There's still a wee bit there, but I'm quite interested, especially in the guy up there sitting next to me. His name's Goggsy 99er. He is, no offence to anybody, especially yourself, Div, but Goggsy, I'd say, is probably the biggest Scottish fan I know. Like, he would literally watch them going to a car park.
Where was it you went away? Where was it you went away? Was it San Marino?
I went to San Marino, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's embarrassing. Well done for that.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I've got 100% away record, so...
Oh, me. I really wanted to, because I can't. This is going to mean a lot to you, Gogs. You're maybe younger generation. You've actually never seen Scotland actually qualify for a major tournament in your lifetime. So I want to give it to you. Just before I do that, shout out to the Sheriff, by the way, for donating 79 pence. That's an old SPFL show reference. We get that. Thank you. But Gogs, over yourself, mate. You're young. You've just seen the team. You follow everywhere to San Marino and back qualify. How does it feel?
Oh, it's a blur at the moment. I'm still trying to process what's just happened, but I think, as we just said, even before Div came in, that was the most Scottish thing I think we've ever seen. In fact, we dominated the game. We deserved to go through, but Serbia scored their first effort on target, and that pretty much shot us of confidence. Serbia came in for the extra time. They were all over us. I mean, they were doing what we did the whole game, but in the extra time. And thankfully, we held out, kept a clean sheet in the extra time, and then we scored every penalty. That's the most important thing in a penalty shootout.
Obviously, yep.
Obviously, yeah. Obviously, that's a Copperberg talking. But to go on, and then Mitrovic, who was single, this guy, 19 goals in his last 18 games for Serbia. He's the guy that's going to score against Scotland. He goes and misses a penalty to send us through. So
it was written in the stars. See, when he stepped up, I don't know if you remember, but when Liverpool played AC Milan all the years ago in the Champions League final, and then the way it happened, see when Shevchenko stood up, I think everyone knew, just with the way the flow was gone and everything in that game, I think we all expected him to miss, and that kind of came to my head. As soon as I saw that, I went, he's going to miss a bit. Let's not take anything away for the actual save, by the way. Big Marshall, you talked about it earlier, Div. What a pawn him.
He was close to the other two as well. I thought he could have potentially done better with one of them where he got a hand to it. But listen, that was it the left hand that he saved it?
Left.
It was the opposite side. Unbelievable. Big moment. And then like the reaction was delayed because he didn't know if it was going to stand or not.
Because the VAR, was that what that check was, to see if he came off his line?
I think it was coming off his line, but listen, the ref never pulled any of them up for it, and I think
can you fucking imagine?
I know. Exactly.
Imagine if they're back playing the new. We should probably check.
Fucking cancel. And I was like, no, listen, Goggsy, you said that was the most Scottish thing that happened. Obviously, that would have topped it something awful for Mitrovic to get a retake, score it, and us to go out or whatever, and sudden death. But wow, I don't know about you boys, but my heart was in my mouth when half the guys were setting up to hit the penalties. Just because of the flow of the game had went. Scott McTominay, he's away to goal. I thought he was actually decent up until that, but listen, undefendable for the goal that he gives away, letting his man go. But he steps up, shows some absolute kahunas, puts it in the bottom corner. McBurney was getting pelters, put it in the net, and then
his penalty was big.
Did Kenny McLean have a touch of the ball other than that pen? No. Wow.
No. Doesn't need them.
I believe it, boys.
No. I just seen another donation there. Shout out to Taylor Dunn. He goes, get in Scotland, you deserve that win. What a game. And it was an actual interesting game of football. Everyone on this channel sort of knows I had the kind of dual screens going on because obviously I did the International Rangers roundup. So I had Northern Ireland on one side, Very unlucky for them, by the way. That was a really hard effort getting beaten extra time as well. They really gave everyone in that game, ran their absolute hearts out. And then I had the Scotland game on the other side. But I've got to be honest, it was mostly the Scotland thing. It was gone because everything was sort of happening in that game for a period of time. And I think someone that we need to sort of mention in terms of like the game is Big Dykes. Baldy Dykes is a no bad wee footballer, isn't he?
He's your top man. That's right.
Hashtag Baldy Dykes. Let's get that going.
Get it going. Listen, did he lose a header in that full game, even defending? See, obviously hindsight's a beautiful thing, but when extra time was happening, I'm like, why did he take Dykes off? I know that he might have been a bit tired, but even in his own box, I think one of the best headers of the night was when the ball got whipped into the back post. He was defending and he got it out.
Aye.
Unbelievable performance for him. Who'd have thought it? Obviously, he's moved on for £2 million. £2 million? Jeez, that looks like a steal for QPR at the moment.
Well, that's kind of the thing. Obviously, I take my notes everything for like the Ryan Jack for the part of the show, but I kept coming to myself, was like, fucking hell, it's turning into the Dyke show because there was massive header, and in that year you're talking about, he actually had 2 occasions at the back post where, especially late on the game, unfortunately, about 5 minutes before we actually conceded, he somehow gets to the ball, and I still didn't understand, because I think it's Mitrovic he's actually up against. He's got the run on him, but somehow Dyke's got there. I thought it was a massive performance for your Scottish number 9 there. And how are you feeling about the striking situation when you see Dykes up there, Goggsy? You've been at San Marino and you've watched some belters up there.
Oh, I have. I'm just glad that McBurney is just never in the starting 11.
Mate, he scored his penalty. Show some fucking respect. No, that took balls. We played how bad he played.
When I watched him walk up for that penalty, I was like, no, this is where it's ended.
I will. I mean, if you're looking at the rate, it's one of the things. See, when he first came on, I've got to be honest with you, right? He was bogging. But I thought as extra time got on, I thought he started to get knockdowns, but everyone was scunnered at that point. And then when he actually stood up to take the penalty kick, I went, this is fucking huge for that lad, because he kens. Right, he knows what everyone's saying about him, this pundit here is. So to step up there, I've got so much respect for him to take that. And the way he did it as well, by the way, it wasn't a scuffed effort. It was fucking tucked beautifully. Saying the goalkeeper that dived the right way for every other pen, I think, apart from his. Is that right? I'm not sure of that, but fair credit to him.
He was a specialist as well. They said in the commentary that he'd saved 4 of his last 7 for club.
Yep, that's right. Stephen fired that.
He looked like he'd been absolutely battered like the week before.
Aye, I think he's took a collar off free kick. Aye, I think he's took a collar off free kick right to the face, mate. That's an absolute.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, brilliant. I thought somebody else that played really well in the game in that as well is actually Declan Gallagher at centre back, because we all know how good Mitrovic actually is. But I even fired out on social media. I went, he's fucking wearing him like a pair of new pajamas that he got for Christmas. That. No many centre-halves handle and match physically to what Mitrovic does, because that's how he makes his game, people. Newcastle, Fulham, at the international level, he bullies centre-halves. He finally met a centre-half that he couldn't bully, and that was big in the game as well.
Mate, Gallagher was all over him like the clap. I've never seen anybody dominate that guy so much. He's a big, like, physical guy. He'll get in your... He beat him to every single header, every single tackle. He was unbelievable. And we seen that was their biggest threat. Crosses into the box. He was the biggest threat in the air, and got to take my hat off to him, because there was still some people saying, should Gallagher start in this game? There was literally. There was some people saying, should somebody else, Cooper, come in, or McKenna? No, he settled that debate. He's a starter now.
He's played every game Scotland. He's played for Scotland. Have won. Is that right, Goggsy? I think you'll be able to, apart from one. Sorry. So even that's sorry, Goggsy. Fucking hell. What? Sorry, Goggsy.
9 games undefeated for Declan Gallagher.
Aye, mate. Again, you've got a pro setup in that now and got a good internet, but then he started cutting me off. No.
I thought the midfield were brilliant as well.
Yep, effortless.
I thought McGinn was probably the worst out of the 3, but he still kept going until he got subbed. He was running his panning. It maybe wasn't everything was falling the way it usually does for him. He was playing out of position, obviously, in front of Jack and McGregor. Yeah, he was just running his panning. Ryan Jack, he's now the 6th for Scotland. He does all the ugly work Ryan Jack will do for you, and that allowed Conor McGregor, whatever his name is, Callum McGregor, to go on and have a good game as well. I thought that we were really good in the midfield, probably the best I've seen Scotland so far in the midfield with those 3, which is really pleasing.
Well, I'm just going to say, see, before the game actually played with Ryan Jack as well, we tipped from a hanging video. 7 games Jack's played, right? They've won 6, drew 1. This before this game. The 5 games before, when they weren't starting playing Ryan Jack, was 1-1, lost 4. So it kind of shows you he does add a wee bit. And I thought there was layers to the midfield in Scotland. That's what some people didn't get. Like, they look at McGinn and they see him going forward, like, why is Ryan Jack not doing that? That's not his job. It's layers. He's got this part of the park. Callum McGregor's got a wee bit more freedom up there. And then McGinn's got that fucking bulldog attitude where he'll chase everything and probably eats pedigree chum. That's all I'm saying. He was after everything, mate. And I thought the balance in the midfield was spot on. I thought McGregor, I thought Jack was outstanding. And I thought McGinn, again, was probably trying maybe a wee bit too hard because he's been so good for Scotland. But in terms of effort and commitment, you got it for everyone. Got it for everyone.
Oh, I'm buzzing. Do you know, the only thing that I'm a wee bit disappointed in, if I can be, is we've waited 22 fucking years to go to a major tournament and it's 5 minutes down the road for me in Hampden. What is going on there? 2 games will be down at Hampden and then the game versus England will be at Wembley. Jesus Christ.
No. And I would just go to say as well, there may be some things coming down the road for the Scottish national team in that as well. For the charity football team and YouTubers. So look out for that as well, people. There may be a wee bit of dual action going on here. There may be one day. But in terms of everything, my notes and that's obviously we've got to kind of talk about it before we actually finish up because we don't want to take up all your night. I'm sure there'll be some celebrations there. I thought the penalties were all absolutely spot on for everyone for Scotland because you look at it, I think the goalkeeper dived for them, Black Eye guy, he dived 4 of the 5 penalties, I think. And every time you got a palm on it, but somehow every penalty was spot on. So I'd have been terrified, mate. You can't how ice cold I am at penalties, but if I'm seeing a goalkeeper dive the right way, 3 out of the 4 penalties, and I'm stepping up, I'm going, fuck it, hell.
You mentioned me on Twitter saying that I should hit the first penalty, and my automatic reaction was, mate, I think I'm weak at the knees watching it. I would literally, guys, shite myself if I had to take a pen in that game. Still scored though, I reckon.
I mean, you would do, mate. I've got full confidence in you. So I want to see what a couple of people are thinking. Big Gary Lineker shorts. I like that. Everyone's just saying congrats from Croatia. Hey, nice, mate. Borna. Let's see. Everyone just kind of shouting out and saying well done to Scotland. But is there anything else you really kind of want to say or anything that we think we need to touch on? Because again, we don't want to take up all your nights. I'm sure he's got other things to actually spend on. But Goggsys, is there anything else you want to talk about, mate, that we maybe... Because look at you. You're smiling like a Cheshire cat. Look at you, son.
I just don't know what to say. All I want to say now is bring on the English.
I like that, mate.
Bring on the lot of them, mate.
Well, to be fair, if it's got a penalty shootout, let's look at the records. You know what I mean? We're winning that. Play for pens. I like that. And then, Div, anything else you want to kind of talk about in the game? Anything that stood out to you? Do you think anyone else? I thought Robertson had a pretty solid game defensively. They obviously had that massive miss for Dykes, but I thought he ran up and down on the left. I still think they've got a wee problem on the right-hand side, but again, I'm not want to be negative in terms of the defensive. It was a hard-fought game. Again, I'm no full-on like, I still think there is problems with the national team setup, but you can't argue with results, and that's what you're getting now. So, I mean, you fucking qualify for a tournament the first time in 22 years.
Oh, yeah. Can I say something else?
Yes, you can.
You know, a couple of Scottish games ago, I'm pretty sure even you, CJ, were you were a bit sceptical about Clark's setup.
Aye.
But now...
Still stinking, but
it's still stinking, but it's getting jobs done, mate. I'll not be at the Euros, right? If I can't play that at the Euros.
And Steve Clark single-handedly, as a manager, just taken us from the rubbish heap where Alex McLeish left us in to now basically, hello, we're in the Euros.
Remember Kazakhstan?
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
There is one thing I want to say as well. Now, I don't know if many of you actually realise this, but do you know the last time that Scotland qualified for a major tournament, a football team didn't get 10 in a row? Did you realise that?
Holy shit, that's a good one to leave us on, mate.
Oh, mate, it's like the apocalypse, things that are not meant to happen.
Do you like that?
Everybody in the chat. Scotland qualifying for a major tournament. What's happening next?
Well, that's what happened, mate. Last time Scotland qualified for a major tournament, we didn't get 10, so let's hope history doesn't repeat itself. Right, fricking there. But finishing up, Goggsy, on yourself, mate. Where can they find you on the internet?
On YouTube at Goggsy99, Instagram Goggsy-san, and on Twitter Goggsy99.
Aye, mate. Everyone's saying how Stephen you are, mate. Look, I'm just impressed that I can actually see your face. I haven't seen your face in about 5 years.
Mate, I'm fucking on it.
What is that?
What is that? Let's see.
Highland Park, 12 year.
Oh, fuck you. Brilliant. And Dev, where can they find you on the internet, mate?
youtube.com/sharpdev and sharpdev on Instagram and Twitter as well. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I know, he's
That's
getting pissed with them. Pushed them. But anyway, lads, that's us. Thank you so much for tuning into the little stream again. It was interesting. I just wanted to get Goggs. Look how happy Goggs is, man. Look at his wee face. Hayden says, love the channel. Said you have my money. Thank you so much, Hayden. Appreciate that, mate. Keep your money though, lads. It's completely fine. But aye, take care of yourselves, everyone. That's been Sharp Dev. That's been Goggs in 99, and I've been CJ over 92. Take care of yourselves. All the best, and bye-bye.